This entire work is copyright Jeff Wilkie, Powervision 1995.
Gee, that reminds me. I must get those brakes checked.
After 4 hours at the controls, you finally arrive at the small outback town of Wollongong. Whilst unloading the urgently needed supplies, you strike up a conversation with your old mate Strop.
Good to see you again, Dan.
Yeah, same here, Strop.
Nice plane. Looks better than that worn-out bucket of bolts you had last time you were here.
At least that bucket of bolts was paid for. This pre-loved one-owner little old lady only flew on Sunday special is a different story. According to the bank, the only part I own is the air and the tyres.
Yeah, well, the drought has made things tough for everybody.
Not to mention the recession Australia had to have. Well, I've only got one more stop to make, and I'm out of work.
Gee, that's tough luck, Dan.
Unless I find some money, the bank's gonna ground me.
I don't know if it's true, but I've heard stories of an opal strike up at 15 Mile Ridge. Apparently, they're pulling out black opals as big as golf balls.
Gee, one of those babies and I could buy my own jumbo jet. 15 Mile Ridge, here I come.
If we don't get any rain soon, I'll probably join you. Good luck, Dan.
Well, it's time to kick the tyres and light the fires. If I leave now, I should get there before dark.
You taxi onto the runway, make your final checks, and away you go. After a bit of a shaky takeoff, you're on your way. Good luck, Dan. You turn on the autopilot just in case you fall asleep, or decide to stretch your legs. The shelf behind the cargo has your trusty hunting knife on it. You have no need for it now, so you leave it on the shelf. A slab of whatchamacallit lies against the plane's rear door. A parachute hangs on the rear wall of the plane. The crate has a big red cross on it. I wonder what could be in it.
I don't believe it. The world's only flying emu. And I have to crash into it at 35,000 feet. Must be my lucky day.
You grab the bright orange lump of polyethy something. Who knows, it might come in handy someday.
Awesome.
You grab the parachute. After all, it may be a handy thing to have when you're in a plane that's approaching the ground at high speed.
Beauty, mate.
Realizing that your flying days are over, you quickly grab your knife.
Ripper!
Sliding the point of your knife into the lid of the crate, you manage to open it. Inside the crate is a first aid kit. You grab the kit and take it with you.
Cool. Just as my finger depresses the button, I can finally make out the fine print. Eject button! Whoa! Yee-haw! Yee-haw! Yee-haw!
Yee-haw! Yee-haw! Yee-haw! You can't... What a shame. It appears that your chute is stuck in the tree. You decide to relieve the boredom by cutting some cord from the chute. Who knows what it could be used for? Just ask MacGyver.
Choice!
Having the intelligence of 3 brain surgeons, you decide to use your knife to cut yourself out of your jammed harness.
Alright!
A quick lesson in physics. 2 pieces of matter can't occupy the same space at the same time. One of them has to give. In this case, it was your head. Unfortunately, your practical physics lesson has made you lose your memory. About the only thing you can remember is your name and the lyrics to Barry Manilo's greatest hits. Life can be so cruel. You look around the clearing and wonder how you got there. Your basic survival instincts take over.
I want my mummy.
The tree trunk is shedding its bark. Most of the bark ends up at the base of the tree. Let sleeping logs lie, Dan. You pick up some of the bark and take it with you.
Far out.
Feels just like sandstone.
Wow! Scored myself a perfectly good stick.
Looks like an old campfire site. It would probably feel... Well done, Dan. You just recovered a strange-looking piece of paper from the cave. Wonder if it's a map of some kind.
Way to go. Wow! 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 Wow!
You carefully pick up the smouldering wood and take it with you.
Awesome! Wow!
That would be a bit like... You throw some bark into the old fireplace.
Yeah!
You add some fuel. 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 You place the smouldering stick in the fireplace and blow, and blow, and blow. Finally,
Yo! That's bloody hot. Mega. Oh, I'm feeling pretty exhausted after today's events. I think I'll have 40 winks.
you quickly drift off into oblivion and dream about the day's events. Finally, you awake the next morning, all refreshed and ready to...
If only I could remember. Wow, lucky I slept on the sheltered side of the mountain. The storm was so fierce, not only did it dislodge the parachute, it also washed the log over the cliff. This almost new billy is bound to come in handy for something. Choice! Whoa! Yee-haw!
Is this the end of our hero? Can he endure the freezing waters of the Kikakanalong River? What do you think?
Of course I can. I'm bloody good. You just asked me. All right. Quick, go and buy a lottery ticket. This has got to be my luckiest streak yet. Now I've gone and got caught in the bloody dingo trap. This thick stick should do the trick real quick. You little ripper. I knew that slick thick stick would do the trick. Sorry, the dialogue man was sick today. Now, let's inspect the damage. Looks like I've really put me bloody foot in it this time. With every spurt of blood, I feel weaker and weaker. I hope there's something useful in this first aid kit. Yes! An anti-blood spurting out of the ankle bandage. Sorry, medical terminology was never one of my better subjects.
That just about wraps it up for now. Realizing that the medical kit is of no further use, you throw it into the river.
They sure don't make them like they used to.
Spare us the gross details, Dan.
Way to go. Good as new. Oh, not even a limp.
Hi, stranger.
Hi.
My name's Wabo. Pleased to meet you,
Dan.
Dan. Hi, Dan. How's it going?
Okay. If you enjoy getting eaten by crocs, getting caught in dingo traps, falling off cliffs, getting lost in abandoned mines and not knowing what your basic aim in life is...
Sounds like you've been having a ball.
Yeah, I'm still laughing. Ha bloody ha.
Maybe you should get a job on a roof over your head until you can remember what you're doing in our town.
Good idea. However, I haven't seen too many position vacant signs up around the joint.
You're bound to find a farmer that could do with an extra hand around the place. As a matter of fact, there's a farm not far from here that may need some help. I believe the farmer's seriously ill and his daughter's running the farm all by herself. You may need to show them you're useful before they'll give you any real work to do.
Thanks for the advice. Hey Robbo, since I have a limited budget, you wouldn't have any freebies, would you?
I suppose I could let you have one of me compasses. They're not a very fast-selling item and I didn't actually pay anything for them anyway. I acquired them from a group called Flemtel. They said in the ad to send no money, we'll bill you. So I did, and they didn't. Bill me, that is. Hang around and I'll go and get you one. I know exactly where they are at the back. That's what I'm looking for.
Thanks mate, this might help me find a way around the abandoned mine.
Maybe. However, I do remember reading an article about that old mine. I can't quite remember the details, but an old timer got lost in the mine and he had more than just a compass to find his way out. There was something about a white powdery substance.
No problem, I'll work it out.
Shotgun shells, $10 a box. Second-hand shearing handpieces, $20 each. Shearing blades, $20 a box. Second-hand, of course. Shearing blades. Robbo waits anxiously behind the counter. He doesn't get too many customers these days.
Phew! Something around here smells like a dunny door and a prawn trawler. Or is it just me socks?
The food scraps remind you so much of the home cooking you...
Cool.
Here, pig. Here, piggy.
Try these 100% pure table scraps. Far out.
You can't...
Here, chook. Here, chook.
Yeah!
Hi, thanks for feeding the pigs and the chooks.
No problem.
We could do with an extra hand around here, as my father is really ill with DSSSD. It's all finally come to a head, so Mum left.
What's DSSSD?
Did someone say something disease?
Sounds serious.
It is. Apparently there's only one Aboriginal that knows the cure for the disease.
I'd like to help.
I was hoping you were going to say that. Please come inside and meet me dad.
Okay. By the way, the name's Dan.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Nicole.
You must be the bloke Nicole was telling me about. Dan, if I'm not mistaken.
You use all your strength to hold down the bush tucker that you've consumed recently. For Jack is, without exception, the most grotesque person you've ever laid eyes on. You would even go as far to say he is so ugly, he would make a pig vomit. Now that's ugly. Finally, you choke back the lump in your throat and manage to squeak out a reply.
That's me.
Well, Dan, you can call me Jack. As you can see, I'm somewhat disabled.
I'll say. Well, I've met some two-faced people in my time, but this is ridiculous.
Not the two-faced joke. I've heard it so many times it just goes in one ear and out the other and in the other ear and out the other ear.
Sorry, Jack. I couldn't help myself.
My extra appendage is so heavy, I can't even get out of bed to tend the farm.
Oh, that's a shame. Probably scare his animals away anyway.
I heard that smart remark. 4 ears are better than 2, you know. Anyway, enough of these negative vibes. Nicole said you'd help me out.
That's me. The original nice guy, hero type.
Well, you can start with the sheep. They desperately need a haircut. Use the old Yamakowazuki in the shed to muster them.
No sweat. When do I start?
Yesterday. By the way, you may need to buy some things from Wabo in at the store. Go and see Nicole, and she'll give you some cash to buy what you need.
No worries. I won't let you down.
Yeah, you better not. Come and see us when you finish, and I'll give you a roof over your head and a feed.
What a bargain. Hey, Jack, you mind if I borrow your automatic shotgun?
No, Dan. Be my guest. As long as you're helping out, you might as well do a bit of pest control.
You wouldn't have any more ammo, would you?
Yeah, we do. Only problem is, Nicole will only load 2 up the spout for emergencies. She reckons it's too easy to blow 20 shells at a time with the automatic.
Not a problem. I'm an excellent shot anyway. Both these shots will count.
Black hole!
Did someone say something?
Aye, it was me. I've got some good news.
Well, get on with it.
I've just broken a world record.
What?
I've completed a 25-piece jigsaw puzzle.
So what?
It only took me a month to complete.
What's so good about that?
But it says here on the box 5 to 7 years.
You idiot! That's the age. Shut up and let us get some rest.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to cheer you up.
No wonder Jack's so grumpy. It's bad enough having an extra head, let alone one with a 6th sense of humour. Excuse me, Nicole. I was talking to Jack and...
Yes, I know. He wants me to give you some money. Here's $30. It's all I can spare.
Geez, thanks. I hope the shearing equipment's cheap. Awesome!
I know you like pain, Dan, but carpet burn? You can do better than that.
This compressed carbon dioxide cartridge is bound to have 1,000,001 uses. I'll be happy to think of one. Mega!
Hey, Dan, wait a minute.
What's the problem, Nicole?
Dad said you could only borrow the shotgun. I'd like it back before you leave the property.
Yeah, sure thing. Here you go.
Thanks.
Are you a complete bloody idiot? Can't you see I'm swinging an axe within an inch of your body?
Going mad talk?
How's it going, mate?
Great. Top day, isn't it?
Sure is.
You're new around these parts, aren't you?
Yep, my name's Down Under Dan.
Pleased to meet you, Down Under.
Just call me Dan.
Okay, Dan. Folk around here call me Mad Mike, but you can call me Mike.
Why do they call you Mad Mike?
I don't know. Do you, Mike? No, mate. Got no idea. See, sometimes people like myself are unjustly nicknamed.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, I better get back to work. See you later, Dan.
Bye. Hey Mike, you got any use for this billy?
Yeah, that's my Billy. Where did you find it?
Up in the mountains.
I was up there only this morning. I couldn't remember what I'd done with it. It's a bit of a worry. I seem to be losing my memory.
Old age must be catching up with you.
Don't insult me, Dan, or you'll find out just how young I am.
Well, there it is. It's all yours again.
Thanks, man. I wish I could reward you better. However, I don't have a lot to offer.
No worries, Mike. Happy to help you out, mate.
Here, take this wee bit of chalk. It's all I have at the moment, and you'll never know when it might come in handy.
Beauty, mate. Big deal. Just what I need. Chalk.
If you come back later, I may have something better to trade.
Okay, catch you, Ron. Sure, like he'll have a Ferrari. I'd like to buy a box of shotgun shells.
No problem, Dan. Back in a sec with your plastic enclosed lead and gunpowder. That's what I'm looking for.
Thanks, Robbo.
No worries, Dan. Don't shoot anything I wouldn't.
Hey, Robbo. I'd like to buy a second-hand shearing handpiece.
Very wise purchase, Dan. You never know when you might get the urge to shear several hundred sheep. I'll be back in a flash with a fully reconditioned handpiece. Guaranteed for 200 sheep or an aching back, whichever comes first. By the way, the guarantee excludes blades. You'll probably only get a handful of sheep out of the blade that's in it. That's what I'm looking for.
Awesome. Thanks, Robbo. Now all I've got to do is get the urge to shear several hundred sheep.
Seeing
Okay if I borrow your shotgun again, Jack?
Yeah, let the rabbits have it.
After some very hard slog, you finally arrive at Rabbit Ridge.
I think I'll get a better vantage point.
After some very hard slog, you finally arrive at Rabbit Ridge.
I think I'll get a better vantage point. Whoops! Went the wrong way. No point in going back there again.
Hey, Dan, wait a minute.
What's the problem, Nicole?
You know very well what the problem is. Hand over that shotgun or you'll be singing soprano.
Persuasive little thing, aren't you? Here you go.
Thanks.
Hey Mike, fancy some nice fresh rabbit?
I'd love some, Dan. How much?
$2 each.
I'll take the lot.
Yeah, that'd be right. Here you go.
Thank you very much.
Oh, by the way, watch out for the lead pellets.
Here's the cash, Dan. Spend it wisely.
Beauty, mate. You might as well get me a box of those shearing blades, thanks, Robbo.
Looks like you're going to be a busy boy, Dan. Just hang 10 and I'll go and grab you a box. That's what I'm looking for.
Thanks, Robbo. Glad I didn't let the helium out of me recrock pumps after that Weight Watchers meeting. This map's sure gonna take some folding.
One small step for Dan. Click mouse to remove map. Click mouse to remove map. Maybe you click mouse to remove map. Click mouse to remove map.
It pays to have big feet.
Good idea. To put the fire out, you may have caused a bushfire.
Stone the crows, I feel weightless. Now that hurt.
With your eagle-like eyesight, you spot the valve still in the tire, so you swiftly remove it. The rest of the tire is worthless.
Mega. A valve.
Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that a gentle breeze blows the chalk dust down the tunnel heading east. Don't waste it would.
I'm sure I can find a nice warm home for this wayward witchetty grub.
Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that the chalk dust drifts slowly down the north and south tunnels.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's indecisive chalk.
Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that a gentle breeze blows the chalk dust down the tunnel heading south. Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that the chalk dust drifts slowly down the east and west tunnels.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's indecisive chalk.
Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that a gentle breeze blows the chalk dust down the tunnel heading south.
I'm sure I can find a nice warm home for this wayward witchetty grub.
Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that a gentle breeze blows the chalk dust down the tunnel heading west. Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that a gentle breeze blows the chalk dust down the tunnel heading south. Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that a gentle breeze blows the chalk dust down the tunnel heading east. Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that a gentle breeze blows the chalk dust down the tunnel heading east. Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that the chalk dust drifts gently down behind the piece of canvas.
That's strange. This needs investigating. Stone the crows, I feel weightless. Corrugated iron. Just the thing for a soft landing. Without a doubt, the second biggest Aborigine I've ever seen. G'day, mate. Are you from around here?
The Aborigine just sits there, quite oblivious to his surroundings. He seems to be daydreaming. Looks like the entrance to an ant's nest.
saw this trick on that movie, What a Croc Dundee. Step 1. Insert a suitable stick into the ant's nest. Step 2. Wiggle the stick around a bit. Step 3. Remove the stick and quickly grab a lovely feed of honey ants. Beauty, mate. I saw this trick on that movie, What a Croc Dundee. Step 1. Insert a suitable stick into the ant's nest. Step 2. Wiggle the stick around a bit. Step 3. Remove the stick and quickly grab a lovely feed of funnel web spider.
Looks like your time has come. I hope you like it down under, Dan. Forget it, Dan. You're cactus. Pushing up daisies. Wasted. Totaled. Without life. Not working. Broken. No longer in use. Not active. You've kicked the bucket. Inactive. Passed away. Dead. Might I suggest you restore or restart your game?
I saw this trick on Beauty, mate. Now that's what I call 5-star bush tucker. I saw this trick on Beauty, mate. Now that's what I call 5-star bush tucker. Excuse me. I saw this trick on that movie. Beauty, mate.
It seems a shame to let the farmer's Yama Kawazuki just sit there and gather dust. Upon closer inspection, you notice that the front tyre is flat.
So what? I've ridden a motorbike with no seat, 20 spokes missing, no petrol tank, no fuel, along a barbed wire fence on a Sunday morning, and loving it. A little thing like a flat tyre shouldn't be a problem. Or was I just dreaming? I wonder if this valve from the wheel in the old mine will fit the bike. You little beauty, that's a perfect fit. Yeah! Due to the air pressure inside the compressed CO2 cartridge being higher than that of the air inside the front tyre, it rapidly releases its compressed gases into the front tyre of the bike, causing it to take the shape it was intended to. Round.
The CO2 bottle is not the only thing full of gas.
Putting it simply, I pumped the tyre up. Choice! Now I've mustered the chute, the real work begins. A shearing stand. Yeah, probably comes in handy from time to time.
You attach the handpiece to the shearing stand. Lucky you're feeling fit, Dan.
Me blade's blunt already. Lucky I got my hands on some spares.
That would have to be one of the fastest blade changes in history. Would you like to see it again? Too bad. You're going to anyway.
Here we go again. I just can't wait. When's Smoko?
Rather than force you to watch 8 hours of this, I think it will suffice to say that Dan spends the rest of his day shearing sheep. Finally, at the end of the day, they're all shorn.
Beauty, mate. Ugly, smelly, filthy, rotten animals. Don't know what the Kiwis see in them.
Realizing that you never want to shear another sheep in your life, you throw the handpiece down the chute at the last sheep. A quick check reveals that you've still got 10 fingers. Well done, Dan.
Hi, Jack. I've finished the shearing, mate.
I know. Nicole's already informed me. She said that you did an excellent job. Well done, Dan.
If you say so. Mustn't have seen the gaping wounds I created with that handpiece.
Go in and see Nicole. She'll give you a bite to eat and somewhere to sleep.
Thanks, Jack. Much appreciated, mate.
You pause on your way back to the kitchen to observe the spectacular sunset. Nicole makes you a delicious sheep's eye and goat's brain omelette. You can hardly eat it fast enough.
Anything to stop it staring at me.
Nicole hears some of your best yarns and worst. Finally, sleep overpowers you. Or was it Nicole's omelette? Dreaming is even out of the question. You're just too exhausted. The next morning, you wake to Nicole's sweet voice.
I think you'd better go and see Jack, Dan.
Why?
He's very upset and would like to talk to you.
You gotta help me, Dan. It's me prize bull, Patch. He's missing. If you can bring him back to me property, me automatic shotgun, it's yours to keep.
Consider it done. Oh, by the way, Jack, I come across this huge Aborigine yesterday, but I couldn't get his attention.
Yeah, that would have been Rigid Edge in one of his trances. To snap him out of it, you just got to call out his name.
I'll remember that. Well, that's one less item to clutter Nicole's cupboards. I'm doing her a favour. All right! Hi, Ridgy Dedge.
How do you know my name, Bella?
Jack told me.
Do you know Farmer Jack, eh?
Yeah, I've been helping him out on the farm.
He's always managed on his own before now. Something wrong with him, eh?
Apart from having 2 heads, 4 ears, 4 eyes and 2 bad personalities, he's perfectly fine.
Cool. If his second head's anything like the first, mate, he's got big problems, that Bella.
Yeah, it's not a pretty sight. Wish there was something we could do.
My old grandfather once told me my dream-time story about a strange tribe. All had 2 heads. If I remember right, first thing we need to help Farmer Jack, is a bone from the red dirt country.
What else will we need?
Once I have the bone, mate, I'll know more.
A bone from the red dirt country. I'd better get started. There's probably only 300,000 square k's to cover.
Here, Bella, take these here yams. They're all I got to help you on your quest.
Thanks. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, my name's Dan.
Good luck, Dan.
Hey, Mike, would you like to trade something for this dingo trap?
I tell you what, Dan, I have a wildlife translator. I don't need it anymore. I built it a couple of years ago out of an old chick feather, a beer can, a wing keel and a microphone.
Been watching a bit of MacGyver, Mike.
Fair dinkum, Dan. It really works.
Oh, yeah, have you used it recently?
Sure have. Tested it out this morning on a hairy-nosed, duck-billed kangaroo fox, and it's working like I bought one. I should mention it has only been programmed for some of the local wildlife, so dinna go talking to any polar bears.
Yeah, I'll bear that in mind. They leave me cold anyway. Here's the trap. Don't worry about the blood. It's just mine. Far out. I knew it was just a matter of time before those long jumping over croc-infested river lessons would pay off. This map's sure gonna take some folding.
One small step for Dan. Click mouse to remove map. Click mouse to remove map. Click mouse to remove map. Try using. You look around to make sure there are no video cameras pointing in your direction.
Can you understand me? If you can't, I'm going to look pretty stupid.
Yes, I understand, but you still look pretty stupid.
Struth! I can't believe it.
You'd better believe it. You really do look stupid.
No, I meant I can't believe the translator actually works.
It sure does. Mad Mike was one of the world's greatest inventors, but when he started to lose his memory, he decided to retire to the bush. Either that or he got on the wrong bus one day.
That man's a genius.
Compared to you, a fence post is a genius.
One more comment like that, and you'll make the endangered species list.
I'm sorry I behaved like a drongo sport, but I've lost my Joey. I was up here on the high cliffs practicing my long jump for the 2000 Olympics when Joey bounced clean out of my pouch. I haven't seen him since.
I've tracked some wildlife in my time, you know. Maybe I can help.
I would be grateful.
I'd better hop to it then.
Whoa! Yeehaw!
Gotcha! Mrs. Roo's gonna be very happy. Beauty, mate. This map's sure gonna take some folding.
One small step for Dan. Click mouse to remove map. 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 You can't.
Thank you ever so much for rescuing my baby.
No worries. Glad I could help. He must have fallen down the mine.
Lucky you found him when you did. There's some pretty weird gadgets down there.
Such as?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Mike the Hermit used to be the world's greatest inventor until his memory went. He had just finished his greatest invention, the molecular constipation machine, and then his memory started to go, And when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Oh,
The machine is in the old mine and is capable of transferring matter through time and space.
oh yeah.
The mine is a complicated maze full of switches. All but one of the switches has a number or letter associated with it.
Oh, blimey.
To activate the machine, these switches must be set to a certain code.
Oh, really?
When this code is entered, a code sheet must be fed into the machine for final verification.
Wow.
The code sheet is in Mike's handwriting to prevent the machine falling into the wrong hands. He gave the code sheets to various wildlife. I guess he thought he could trust us more.
Oh, I see.
Unless you have a photographic memory, I would map out the mine as you walk around it.
Oh, sure.
Here, take this code sheet. I'm sure Mike must have wanted you to have it since he gave you the translator.
Mega.
Sorry it got a bit dirty in my pouch, but I've had it for years.
Any other handy tips?
Be on the lookout for bogus code sheets.
Gee, thanks, I think.
Hey, if you believe a kangaroo can talk, all this stuff should be easy to swallow.
I assume the code sheet works like a return ticket.
Too right. When you're ready to return from a far-off place, just rub it on your body to activate the beam.
Whoa! Yeehaw! Right back at you. G'day, mate.
What? I didn't think humans could talk, Wombaties.
Sure, anybody can with a little help from Mad Mike.
Oh, I should have guessed. That Blake's gadgets keep getting weirder. If only he would invent a root burger machine.
Yeah, I could do with a root burger or two. Can't remember the last one I had.
Oh, I'm sick of always scratching round for a feed. You wouldn't have anything to eat suitable for a wombat.
Hang on, I'll check. G'day. Fancy some of these fresh yams?
Wow, thanks, my favourite root.
I guess it takes all kinds.
It's nice to be waited on occasionally. Oh, that meal was excellent. Is there any way I can repay you?
Well, since improving your table manners is probably out of the question, maybe you can tell me if you heard of Mad Mike's code sheets.
Heard of them? I've had one stuffed in my pouch for years. I'll be glad to get rid of it.
Oh, this is great! And I can still make out the code, even under all this wombat sweat.
A red push button.
There's no time to cook the grub. I'm just going to have to eat this raw. Now that's what I call 5-star bush tucker. There's no time to cook the grub. I'm just going to have to eat this raw. Now that's what I call 5-star bush tucker. Excuse me.
Maybe you...
This map's sure gonna take some folding.
Be careful. One small step for Dan. Click mouse to remove map. Click mouse to remove map. Click mouse to remove map.
Stone the crows, I feel weightless. Where did that come from?
Funny you should bring that up, Dan. It looks like a map of some kind.
You don't expect me to swallow that, do you?
It's a good job you didn't.
I never was a little bug. Huh? Oh no! It's a mob of feral dos prompts! Let me out of here! Oh.
You can't. Why not try it on the machine, like the kangaroo said? You feed in the Ayers Rock code sheet. It's the laxative beam.
Well, fair dinkum. I don't believe it. The beam's a perfect fit. Always wanted to get ahead in life, but this is ridiculous. I've heard of going down the gurgler, but this is too much. Wow, no jet lag. G'day, mate. What's your problem?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're out of your tree.
I'm not out of my tree. I'm as sane as any other koala.
Well, let me rephrase that. As an indigenous arboreal mammal, one would expect to encounter you in your natural habitat. In other words, why are you out of your tree?
You see, there's no doubt that this drought had dried my favorite eucalyptus leaves out.
Well, that's all I need. A rapping koala.
Hey, cool it, man. This ain't no fun. My leaves have dried out in the sun.
I don't think that's the only thing affected by the sun.
I need a snack, so bring me back something juicy in your pack.
Yeah, right. Out of sight. Just wait here while I get you a bite. The poor little bloke's really suffering. I've got to help him. You little beauty. My very own boomerang. Choice.
Watch out, Dan. It's a near-sighted crab spider.
Way to go.
The spider is running away. Must be scared of the bone you picked up. You can't.
Beam me up, Scotty. All the right parts, but in the wrong places. God, how am I going to scratch me
Please do not adjust your monitor. We are experiencing some minor technical difficulties. Normal transmission will resume shortly.
I hope. God, now I know how a jigsaw puzzle must feel.
Hey Dan, see any dingoes with maternal instincts while you were at the rock? Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that the chalk dust drifts gently down behind the piece of canvas.
That's strange. This needs investigating. Stone the crows, I feel weightless. Corrugated iron. Just the thing for a soft landing. How's this for a bone, Ridge?
That'll do just fine, Dan.
Ridge's eyes glaze over and he seems to take strength from the bone. His mind is travelling back over the years, recalling the words his grandfather spoke. In the voice of his grandfather, Ridge mutters a chant in a language that you do not understand.
Liverpool. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, give we, oh, give we, oh, give we. Oh,
Ridge's eyes clear, and he becomes himself again.
Now listen carefully, Dan. What I need to cure Farmer Jack is redback spider,
No problems.
black snake venom,
Dangerous stuff.
red kangaroo fur eye,
Yeah, I saw one recently.
Tasmanian Tiger saliva, mate.
That's tricky, since they've been extinct for over 50 years.
When you got all these things, mate, bring them to me and I'll make the cure for Farmer Jack, eh?
Don't suppose I could find all that stuff at 7-Eleven, do you?
After some very hard slog, you finally arrive at Rabbit Ridge.
Missed it. missed it. You beauty, I got it! My surfing days aren't over after all. Finally, I get to use this piece of cord from the parachute. I know you don't want to leave, but I guess I've roped you into it.
Spare me the attempted humour, please.
Finally, you arrive back in the farmer's paddock with his prize bull, Patch.
I can't wait to tell Jack the good news. Phew. Something around here smells like a dunny door and a prawn trawler. Or is it just me socks? Now there's a happy bloke. I wonder what's so funny. Now that's what I call 5-star bush tucker. I saw this trick on that movie. What a croc done. Beauty, mate. I saw this trick on step 1. Step 2. Beauty, mate. Phew. Good news, Nicole. I found Patch.
Great! Where was he?
Up at Rabbit Ridge, just grazing around. I'd like to let Jack know so he can stop worrying.
Oh, Dad's gonna be sleeping for a while. Maybe you can find something to do until he wakes up.
No problem. I'll take me piece of polyethy something and go look for the perfect wave.
I wish you luck, Dan. But if you expect to find waves out here, you must have rocks in your head.
I'm sure I can find a nice warm home for this wayward witchetty grub.
That won't help you get to the top.
This map's sure gonna take some folding.
One small step for Dan. Click mouse to remove. Be careful how you Click mouse to remove map. Maybe you should click mouse to remove.
Stone the crows, I feel weightless.
Yeah.
I'm sure I...
You feed the wave rock code sheet into the machine.
I wonder if I could sell this gadget to Weight Watchers. I usually don't feel like this until after my second six-pack. Wow, I found the perfect wave. It never breaks. Can't think of a better place to use me boogie board than on Wave Rock. Here goes nothing. Yee-haw!
Okay, how's that for hard surfing action?
This is the second toughest piece of poly-euro thingamajiggo that I've ever had.
Realising that the black snake has his back to you, you're off after him. Good luck!
This black snake is bound to have a multitude of uses. I think I'll break his neck and keep him. All right! Must be time to go. I can hear the laxative beam, but I can't see it. Must be the bright sunlight. Wow, my Wave Rock code sheet just disintegrated. Guess I won't be going back there in a hurry.
Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that the chalk dust drifts gently down behind the piece of canvas.
That's strange. This needs investigating. Stone the crows, I feel weightless. Corrugated iron. Just the thing for a soft landing. Something around here smells like a dunny door and a prawn trawler. Or is it just me socks? Good news, Jack. I've found Patch. He's okay, and I've returned him to your paddock.
Now that's a load off me mind. Like I promised, Dan, the shotgun, she's yours.
Thanks, Jack. It should be real useful down at the river.
Go and see Nicole. She'll give you the rest of me ammo.
By the way, Jack, I met Richie Didge in me travels. He and I are putting our heads together to find a cure for you, mate.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I wish you could choose your words a bit more carefully.
Sorry about that, Chief.
Dum dee do dum dee do doi day diddly doi doi dee to doi doi.
Did someone say something?
Yes, it was me.
What are you so happy about?
Well, I was going to the airport and I seen a sign that said airport left, so I went home.
Oh, it's truth. I've heard that one before. Don't you know any others?
And then I went to the train station and I said, give me a return ticket for one, please. And the fella said, where to? I said, back here, you idiot.
Well, do you think you're funny? Here's one for you. The magic slippery dip. Whatever you say while you're sliding down, you land in it. So the Australian slid down the slippery dip and he said, beer! He landed in a big puddle of beer. And the Scotsman slid down and said, Scotch whiskey! And landed in a big puddle of scotch. And the Irishman slid down and went, wee!
But what did he land in?
Shut up and let us get some rest.
Hey Jack, mind if I take this small bottle?
Nah, take it. Nicole said it was empty anyway.
Cool. Wow. Thanks for letting me keep this fine weapon, mate.
No worries. It's a tad difficult for me to use in this condition anyway.
Phew. Hi Nicole. Look, I've been talking to Jack and...
Yeah, I know. Here's our last 2 shells. Dad was saving them for an emergency.
Why is it that every time Jack tells me to get something from you, you already know? I'm beginning to think you must be psychic.
No, not really. It's just that the walls are very thin.
In future I'm going to have to watch what I say.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention, they're not your ordinary shells.
You mean apart from them being pink with yellow spots?
Yeah, Mad Mike cooked them up. They don't kill, they just tranquilise.
Thanks. I suppose they could be useful.
It's been an eventful day and you're very tired. Declining Nicole's tempting offer of leftover echidna tongue and yabby stew, you collapse on the couch and drift into a deep sleep. Finally you awaken to a bright new day.
Good morning, Dan. Did you sleep well?
Like a baby.
Yeah, like a baby elephant by the sounds of you. Your snoring kept me awake most of the night and I sleep 3 rooms away.
Oh, sorry.
Lucky today's Sunday and I don't have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, lucky.
Looks like Nicole's condiment basket. These ingredients would go some way to explaining your urge to visit the Thunderbox. Olive oil, genuine Popeye brand. Castor oil, used to exercise a certain part of the body sitting down. Eucalyptus oil, must use it in her gum leaf stew. Sump oil.
I can't imagine what she cooks in this.
You pour some of the eucalyptus oil into your small empty bottle. Good thinking, Dan. You're a real fart smeller. Smart fella, I mean.
Now there's a happy bloke. I wonder what's so funny. G'day mate, what are you laughing about?
Oh, nothing much. It's just a thing I do.
What?
Sound effects. You know, the cheap second-rate jungle movies.
Is there much demand for that these days?
Nah, not really. Seems these days people would rather play computer games than see a second-rate jungle movie.
Computer games? They're for the birds.
Well, not this bird. They're doing me out of a job, and I've got some hungry beaks to feed at home.
We'll look on the bright side. If it wasn't for computers, we wouldn't even be here.
Remembering the ingredients for Jack's medicine, you milk every last drop of venom into your glass jar. Hang on to your black snake. You'll have a better use for it than that.
Oh, thanks. This'll keep those hungry beaks filled.
Not a problem. Just...
I'll do that. But in the meantime, take this ring I found. We kookaburras don't have much need for jewellery.
Thanks, I'll take it. But I think it'll clash with my earrings. Beauty, mate.
After some very hard slog, you finally arrive at Rabbit Ridge.
I think I'll get... Hi, Nicole. Would you like some soft-furred, long-eared, short-tailed animal?
Ah, yes please, I'll take all that you have at $2 each.
It's a deal. Careful of the lead injection I gave him.
Here's your money, Dan.
Beauty, mate.
Shotgun shells, $10 a box.
I'd like to buy a box of shotgun shells.
No problem, Dan. Back in a sec with your plastic enclosed lead and gunpowder. That's what I'm looking for.
Thanks, Robbo.
No worries, Dan. Don't shoot anything I wouldn't.
Where do you think you're going, mate?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Nobody gets into this pub unless they've passed the test.
Well, judging by the way you look, I suppose we're not talking about an IQ test.
Don't know about that IQ stuff, mate. I was talking about a real man's test.
Well, what exactly did you have in mind, besides dead brain cells?
What about an arm wrestle? Huh? What do you reckon?
No problem. I was undefeated champ at Ghost Gum Creek High. If I recall it correctly, it was me and Megsy in the finals. It was Monday morning, it was raining, the pub was full, there was a queue a mile long. Yeah, and there was Jenny sitting in the corner, beautiful. And she was watching too, and I was feeling pretty bad. And I thought, anyway, you look like a pussycat compared to Megsy.
Ah, cut out that bullshit, mate. Let's get started.
Seconds later, in the arm wrestling room, every Aussie pub should have one, the action begins.
Ha ha ha! I suppose Ghost Creek High was a girly school. Hope it didn't chip your nail polish.
Seconds later, back at the bar,
Excuse me, Mike, I was admiring your tree with the yellow blossoms on it.
Aye, that's my mighty tree. I feel 200% after I've eaten it.
Ooh, must be good stuff.
Aye, it's full of riboflavin, niacin, iron, stainless steel, sulfur dioxide, plutonium, MSG, and my secret herbs and spices. Man, I'm glowing after one of them. Be my guest, Dan. Help yourself to one. There's only one catch, Dan. They don't keep too well, so you must eat the fruit immediately after you're picked it.
Boy, I can't wait to try some of this mighty. Mike reckons it sure packs a punch. Beauty, mate. That was tasty. The strangest thing, though, I've got this incredible urge to moonwalk.
Get down and boogie, Dan!
Now I'm ready to do some serious butt kicking. That mighty is amazing stuff. I've even got my memory back. After I cure Jack, I'm going to continue my quest for wealth.
Where do you think you're going, mate?
Seconds later, in the arm wrestling room, every Aussie pub should have one, the action begins.
Ah, fair enough. You passed. I'm impressed.
If you think that was good, you should have seen what I did to Megsy. He was in traction for 6 weeks. The doctor said he mightn't make it. He even developed tennis elbow there for a while, and his fingers went numb. But anyway, he got through. He said to the doc, well, I'll be able to play the flute, and the doc said, well, I can't see any reason why not. And he said, you beauty, because I couldn't before.
Huh? Yeah. Oh yeah, whatever.
Seconds later, back at the bar.
G'day.
Hi, can I get you a drink?
No, thanks. If I do, I'm afraid that big black might challenge me to a drinking contest.
Yeah, it's sad watching Ned wipe himself out like that.
What's his problem?
All we've been able to get out of him is that he's an opal miner with no opals. Apparently, he was attacked by meat ants and lost his opals while he was getting away.
Gee, that must really bug him.
Was that supposed to be a joke?
Nah, seriously. I've come across those blighters myself. If it wasn't for the save and restore functions of this game, I wouldn't be here.
So why are you here?
Well, to cut a long story short, I was on my way to make my own fortune, and I hit an emu at 35,000 feet. Ever since then, well, I've been helping Farmer Jack. Which reminds me, I better get back to my quest.
Well, good luck. And if you stumble across a gold ring in your travels, would you please return it to me?
I may already have it. Hang on a sec, I'll check me pack. Is this the ring you lost?
Yeah, thanks for finding it. By the way, have you had any luck in your fortune hunting?
Not really. I've got more important things to take care of.
I have something that will interest you. Here, take this book that old Don the prospector left here. When you've time to read it, you might pick up some clues.
Thanks. If I can't find my fortune with it, I can always open a library. Mega! I might as well do a little light reading. Who knows, I may learn something.
You open the book to a section marked with a piece of paper. You can't believe your luck. The bookmark has all the markings of a code sheet. You put the code sheet in a safe place and continue on your quest for Jack's cure.
All right! Ripper! This map's sure gonna take some folding. I'm getting sick of this. I think I'll take the shortcut. Stone the crows, I feel weightless. Now that hurt. Ripper! Ripper!
You feed in the Ayers Rock code sheet.
Dad always said I'd turn out to be a nobody. So this is what economy class is like. I'm back.
Well done. You just wasted 50% of your tranquilizers. Looks like you got him. It may take a few seconds for the tranquilizer to work.
It might not cut that wrapping out, but this should help you through the drought.
Dried up leaves aren't real funny. A drop of this will make them yummy.
Oh my God, I'm feeling sick. I'm gonna leave this place real damn quick.
Hey, before you make a swift retreat, take with you this old code sheet.
Beauty, mate.
Aren't you glad that dialogue's over?
This won't hurt a bit, Kanga. Ripper! Beam me up, Scotty.
Hey Dan, see any dingoes with maternal instincts while you were at the rock?
Ripper! Ripper!
You feed the Tasmania code sheet into the machine.
Always wanted to get ahead in life, but this is ridiculous. I've heard it going down the gurgler, but this is too much. This should rack up a few frequent flyer points. This looks like a good place to hide.
Good shooting, Dan. Now you'd better be off after him, because the tranquilizer may take a few seconds to work.
I see it, but I don't believe it. Extinct for over 50 years. The Tasmanian Tiger. Excuse me, Mr. Tiger. I don't suppose you'd spit in a jar for me, would you? It's a good thing these guys dribble when they're sedated. It's just like a bloke I know at the pub back home. Far out. I can't believe I just did that. Beam me up, Scotty.
Whilst scratching the chalk with your thumbnail, you notice that the chalk dust drifts gently down behind the piece of canvas.
That's strange. This needs investigating. Stone the crows, I feel weightless. Corrugated iron. Just the thing for a soft landing. Well, I might as well get rid of some of that bush tucker.
Too bad redback spiders have a habit of building their nests under toilet seats.
Too bad.
Too bad one built its nest under this toilet seat last night.
Too bad.
Too bad it is currently sinking its fangs deeply into your butt and injecting a lethal dose of venom.
Too bad.
Looks like your time has come. I hope you like it down under, Dan. Good thinking, Dan. You quickly scoop the highly venomous redback spider into the glass jar.
Awesome! Here's all the ingredients, Ridge. It was a piece of cake collecting them.
Well done, Dan.
Using the bone that you gave him, Ridge crushes and mixes the ingredients.
The bloody redback, mate. He was tough. Had to crush him hard, mate. Hey.
In next to no time, Ridge's patented genuine 100% old-time did somebody say something disease elixir is ready.
Should do the trick, Dan. But remember, if symptoms persist, see a doctor, mate.
Thanks, Ridge. Just one question, mate. How do we use it?
It's simple. You get Farmer Jack to drink it with all his unwanted head, and stand back, mate.
Okay. Thanks for all your help.
Bye, Dan. Good luck, eh?
Far out. Good news, Jack.
I could really use some.
It took some doing, mate, but I think I've got the cure for you.
Oh, great. I'll try anything. How does it work?
Simple. Just take a drink from the jar.
What's in it?
Ridge's patented genuine 1000% old-time DSSSD elixir.
What's it made of?
Oh, just some crushed redback spider, some black snake venom, a bit of red kangaroo fur and some Tasmanian Tiger saliva.
Sounds like one of Nicole's favourite recipes.
Yeah, let's deal with one problem at a time, Jack. Just take the medicine with your unwanted head.
Why my unwanted head?
I don't know, it's doctor's orders.
Which doctor?
Exactly.
Okay. Here goes nothing.
You sure got that right. Wow, you could start a new trend in interior decorating. Pro Hard'd be proud of you, mate.
I'm cured! Phew, that's a weight off me shoulders. I can't thank you enough, Dan. I was getting tired of that bloke looking over me shoulder all the time.
No problem. Just think of the money I've saved you at the barber's.
I never thought I'd live a normal life again. Take me opal detector, Dan. That's all I've got to offer.
Thanks, Jack. As usual, I'll get it from Nicole. In the meantime, I think you should just rest and let the scars heal.
Yeah, I'll use one of me anti-blood spurting out of the head socket bandages.
Cool.
I've been waiting for you. Here's the opal detector.
Geez, it's the second weirdest opal detector I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's another of Mad Mike's inventions. This is the economy model.
Thank God it's the economy model. It'll only give me an economy-sized hernia carrying it around. Awesome!
Mad Mike never does things by halves. Anyway, you best be on your way. Good luck, Dan. Oh, I almost forgot. You'll be needing this remote control unit for the opal detector.
Oh, thanks. There's no time to cook the grub. I'm just going to have to eat this raw. Now that's what I call 5-star bush tucker. There's no time to... Excuse me. It never ceases to amaze me where I keep all this stuff. All right! A bat.
You notice that in fact the termites are actually meat ants, and they're very hungry.
Boy, that bat didn't even look like it touched the sides. These meat ants sure take some filling.
The meat ants' bellies are almost chock-a-block. Looks like the meat ants have finally had a gutful.
Choice! Mega! Opals! Opals and more opals! I'm rich!
Not.
Opals. I've got good news.
Yeah, the beer truck's finally showed up.
Better than that, and also less damaging to your liver, I found your opals.
Gee, thanks. Now if I can only find the door, I can get out of this place.
No need to rush. Why don't you stay and celebrate for a while?
Always thinking of others. What a top bloke.
Yeah, it's been a real blast meeting you too, mate.
Speaking of blasts, I won't be needing this anymore.
Gee, a candle. And it's not even my birthday.
I thought I was the only drunken idiot in this game. It's me last stick of dynamite. I was gonna blow up the big termite man with it, but I couldn't get close enough.
Thanks. I'll keep it with me gun, knife, and all the other environmentally friendly stuff. Beauty, mate.
The book is a handwritten collection of historical facts and local legends. Whilst browsing, you come across some pages that seem to be more dog-eared than the rest. Those pages tell of a stagecoach accident that occurred late last century. Several coaches carrying a shipment of gold dust were washed into the river during a sudden storm. Although the coaches were found the next day, there was no sign of the drivers or the gold. The wrecked coaches were found washed up against a small cave entrance where the river disappeared underground. At this point, the search for the drivers and the gold was abandoned. The local old-timers believe that this is the same river that runs through parts of the old mine.
Well, I don't know if this is historical fact or local legend, but I reckon it's worth a look. I'm getting sick of this. I think I'll take the shortcut. Stone the crows, I feel weightless.
Yeah.
That's strange. It sounds like there's running water behind the wall.
You notice a crack in the wall. You can't see much through it, but you can hear the sound of running water on the other side. You slide the knife into the wall, and with a rotating action the hole immediately starts to get larger. Then suddenly, the blade snaps.
I'm sure Steve McQueen never had this trouble in The Great Escape.
The hole in the wall is now 50 millimeters in diameter. You could even fit a giant cigar in there now.
You little beauty! The dynamite fits perfectly into the hole. I've sure blown it this time.
The sound of running water is now much louder. You assume that it's an underground stream.
Gee, it's awfully dark back here. I'd better watch my step.
Slipping on some wet rocks, you plunge headlong into the rushing waters. Spluttering for air, you manage to fight your way to the surface. After discarding all of your possessions except for your polyethy-something, you begin riding the rapids. Hang on tight, Dan. You're in for the ride of your life.
Awesome! Way to go. All right. Awesome. Way to go. All right.
Whoa!
Hey, you turned off the lights.
Something tells you that you're very close to your fortune. This is no time to make like an ostrich, Dan.
Oh, get me out of here.
You can't believe your luck. Finally you have found wealth beyond your wildest dreams. You're actually buried up to your eyeballs in gold dust.
Yeehaw!
That's the second biggest pile of gold dust I've ever seen. Always hoped I'd retire to palm trees and golden beaches. I just never imagined it'd be this far off the beaten track.
Congratulations! You have finally completed the adventures of Down Under Dan. If you had half as much fun playing it as we did creating it, then we had twice as much fun as you did. Nah, 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 nah.
You little butler, mate. You've got the maximum score. I'm as happy as a crocodile in a swimming pool.
Yeehaw!
Shit!
Wouldn't it rot your socks? Well, there's all stars and question marks and dollar signs and stuff.
I'll take the lot.
Yeah, that'd be right. Geez, that's pretty good dope there, Mike. Oh, it's definitely not soft and gentle two-ply. Oh, right, okay. Righto, go back. That's good because I couldn't before. Oh, will I do that again?
Yeah.
No.
A brown snake manages to administer a lethal dose of venom. Dosed.
Stand under Dan, not Shakespeare.
In the voice of his grandfather, Ridge mutters a chant in a language that you do not understand.
Liverpool. I didn't think you humans could talk Wombatese.
Bombation.
Grunt, grunt.
They're not your ordinary shells.
You mean apart from them being ridiculous? Sorry.
Spare me the attempted humour, please.
If you have a Sound Blaster compatible sound card enabled, all dialogue in the game will be spoken through the sound card. If you would like to read the dialogue as well, use the configuration option to set the text speed to 0, manual. Anytime during this tutorial you may press the escape key to terminate it. The entire game is controlled by icons. These icons are available in the main menu. Also, the general icons plus your current object are available by clicking the right mouse button or the space bar. All icons have a flashing dot. This dot indicates the exact location where the icon will take effect. This is necessary as some objects in the game require pinpoint accuracy. Also, it may not be clear which end of an object is the end to use. The main menu is accessed by moving any icon to the top left corner of the screen. All options in this menu are accessed by moving the arrow to the required item and left-clicking the mouse or pressing Enter. At the left hand of the main menu, you will see a backpack. This backpack is where you store all of the objects you collect during the game. When selected, a menu of your objects will be displayed for you to select from. It will be currently empty. If you have already selected an object, it will be displayed in place of the backpack. You will learn later that this is a very large backpack, as there is no limit to the amount of stuff it can carry. A shortcut to the object menu is to move any icon to the top right-hand corner of the screen. If you try this after the tutorial, nothing will happen, as you don't have any items in your backpack yet. The next 5 icons on the main menu are lips, eye, hand, legs, and 4 arrows. They perform the following functions in the game. Lips. Talk. Use the lips to communicate with other characters. It is vital that you have conversations with the characters in the game for it to progress. You must pay attention to what is being said, as most dialogue gives you clues or instructions. Eye. Look. This icon is used to get a better description of your surroundings. It is wise to look at everything on each screen of the game, as sometimes there are clues in the descriptions. Hand. Touch, pick up, and use. This is the most useful icon in the game. It is used to pick up objects that you can use later in the game, also to use things in the game that you can't take with you. Legs. Walk. This icon is used to tell Dan where to go. If you have difficulty controlling Dan, try moving him in smaller amounts by keeping the icon closer to his current position. 4 arrows. Free walk. When you select this icon, Dan is your icon on screen. When you move the mouse, he follows. This is sometimes a good way to explore new areas. Just press the right button or spacebar to get an icon back, or press M for menu. When you have selected an icon, simply left-click it in the location you wish to try. You should always get some sort of response to this, even if it's just a message. It's a good idea to try all objects on Dan by clicking it on any part of his body. This will let him use the object if possible. Sometimes when you click an icon on something, Dan will need to get closer to interact with it. You should wait for him to walk over and perform whatever task it is before clicking the mouse again. What I'm trying to say is, if you click any icon other than walk and Dan starts to move, he's going to do something, so let him. If you know the outcome but it's not important, you can interrupt by clicking on something else. The general icons and current object can be accessed directly by keys 1 to 6. The next item on the main menu is the Save button. This allows you to save the current state of your game. This is very necessary as it is going to take many hours of adventuring to make your way through the puzzles of the game. Another major reason for saving is that the environment will often be hostile and you may even die. You should save the game every time you make progress. The Restore button is used to load any one of your saved games should you die or wish to go to that point in time of the game. Remember, when you save a game, not only does it save your backpack items and locations, it saves every other aspect such as time, conversations you have had, etc. So bear this in mind when you're saving and restoring. 2 very handy keys on the keyboard are the T and L keys. These are Temporary, Save Game, and Load Temporary Game. This allows one key access to the Temporary Save Game feature. Even though the name suggests otherwise, there is nothing temporary about this save game. As there is only one, it should be used only as a temporary measure when navigating a dangerous area of the game, hitting the T key each time you make progress. Should you die, it is simply a matter of pressing the L key to get back to the last time you T'd. Once you get to the difficult section, you may then wish to save permanently in the Save Game menu. The next item on the main menu is the Spanner or Configuration menu. This is used to adjust the game settings. These settings are saved with your save game. The Sound Effects setting controls if you hear the sound of crushing bones as Dan falls to his death, etc. If you don't have a Sound Blaster compatible, then you will hear some of these sounds through your PC speaker. Animation will stop, however. Music. The musical soundtrack is only available if you have a Sound Blaster compatible card enabled. For the CD-ROM full talkie version, use a low volume setting to ensure you can hear the dialogue clearly over the music. Detail. This can be set to low for slow computers to speed things up a little. The game may itself force detail to low if it runs low on memory at any stage. Hero speed. If you want Dan to work up a sweat, then set this to fast. Dan should move around at double speed. You may not notice much change on slower computers. Status bar. Enable or disable permanent display of the status bar. Not only does the status bar display your current score and health, it also allows easy icon selection with 5 icon hotspots in the center of the bar. Text speed. 0 equals manual control. Simply press a mouse button to remove the text box. 1 to 9 is slow to fast. The text box will time out after a time delay. 5 is a good average reading speed. For the CD-ROM full talkie version, 1 to 9 won't display text at all. You can still remove the text box manually when in the automatic modes of 1 to 9. However, you should take care, as you may remove the wrong box if it times out just as you click the mouse. Note: if you have read the text for a particular sequence previously, you may skip it by pressing the escape key. Take care using this feature. You don't want to miss some of the vital dialogue. The restart button on the main menu is used to go back to the beginning of the game. Use the quit button to exit the game. Make sure you save the game first. A hint section has also been included in the game. Simply press the H key to access the hints from any game screen with an icon being displayed. Note: the hint section uses the temporary save game feature, so it knows where to return in the game. Please don't use the hint section unless you are about to do damage to your computer's monitor, or even worse, a loved family member, out of sheer frustration. You'll get far more enjoyment if you can solve the puzzles yourself. If you do need to use the hint section, use it in alphabetical order until you have some new information to continue with. You may only need a gentle push in the right direction. Well, it's about time you got started. If you have seen the introduction, then press the start button and get straight into it. Good luck.